Welcome everybody to my chess stream here on Sunday. We're going to be doing a simul or simultaneous exhibition on lichess.org. I'm International Master William Paschall. We have to resize everything. Whenever I do a simul for some reason, I thought the video sound was turned off there. Apparently not. Whenever I do a simul for some reason, it doesn't work with my OBS the first time out. I have to reopen the window. I don't know why that is, but it's alright now. So we're good to go. We're going to be playing 25 players. Good to play 25 players. More is a little tough. It's hard enough. 25 is an upgrade from our previous 20 normal number. We were doing 25 for the last couple times from the US. And now you get to accept some players. We're going to start accepting players for my simul. Welcome to the channel, guys. Good to see it's working. I've been in the US for 2 months, and pay attention who I'm accepting here. Kind of overlapping. That looks kind of weird. Random grandmasters, please. So what's this? Dark XWA. It looks like a computer game code or something. It's funny. Lolek. Alright, guys. That's quite a few. We've got 12. We're halfway there. 25. Jeroen, welcome. Stream is okay. Sound is okay. Let me know. It's really hot here. I have the fan on, so if it's... I don't think it should be too loud. It's some white noise in the background, but I tested it earlier in a video. It wasn't really loud. It's good to be back here. I just announced this simul, so a lot of people, like my regular viewers on the stream, might not have noticed. I just put it up today that I was doing this simul. Spyro is 2301. That's pretty high. I don't really like to play too many masters. A couple mixed in there is okay. But, you know, as a 2400 player, it's hard to play people like within 150 points. I mean, that's getting kind of hard. We're going to be starting with 25 players. Thanks, everybody. Please don't enter if you're not going to be able to finish. Probably 2 hours for the longest games. We always get a few people who drop out. It's really would be best to avoid it because it's not a short simul. I am streaming, and there is a little white noise, but it's not too bad. As it cools off, it's right in the afternoon when it's really hot. Someone's asking no stream. Chess Troll. You should be able to see the stream. It may just not be up on Lichess yet. I don't know. It should be. Yeah, it's good. It's working. So we've got enough players. We're gonna start it right up. I know people are gonna arrive late. We're playing both colors. I give myself 20 extra minutes, which will evaporate pretty quickly here because this Bronstein time control. My clock is running on all boards. Alright, George Fisaras. Let's start with an e4, e5 game. By the way, guys, I wanted to mention that I added PayPal to my Twitch stream, which is much better than the previous GoFundMe thing I had set up. So if you want to donate, please, I appreciate it. Even just $5 a year would be awesome. And also you can check out my videos on YouTube, Video Chess Training at YouTube, which is going to come back to life. Shevardingan just showed up. You're always missing out. If you're 1 minute late, you're missing out. Just kidding, man. Good to see you. You're not on time. You're 1 minute late. We had this, I said this once before on the stream, we had this saying in my college fraternity, Sigma Chi, which was, on time is late, late, what is it? No, early is on time is late, and late is inexcusable. And I, you know, it's always a good joke, but try to live by that. You missed the stream. You wrote it 6, now it's 5 CET. What do you mean? It's 5 CET. Or if you top Fisher, it's definitely 6. You're 1 minute late. I think I'm missing the joke. Anyway, guys. Shevding, you're too good anyway. I'm just trying to duck you, you know, because you always beat me. And I try to get it, you know, get it started before he gets here. I was like, come on, where's number 25? We got to get it started. Before Shevding gets here, I was like, yes, 25. It is 5, man. All right, man. I live in CET and it's 6, so I don't know how that's possible. Soul Piece, by the way. GM Martin Kessler. Okay. Yeah, poor Morphetal Fisher is like telling us what time it is. You know, you're like arguing with people who are actually in the time zone. I don't understand. So some people would just argue with the devil, as they say. Super Senya. Anyway, let's get started, guys. 25 players. I've got time to chat during the first 15 minutes of the Simul, 20 minutes. We can't join late. I'm sure that Thibault is like working on that feature. I did note somewhere that they were working on late joining feature for Simuls, but it's probably not going to be implemented just yet. A little bit down the line. The whole time thing is relative. I agree. That's a very philosophical thing to say. Glad it's true. I'm glad you brought out a little philosophy here for us. Anyway, guys. All right. My first Simul for ages. And I'm going to try to mix up my openings to try to play a little bit of everything. Yeah, we're just trying to duck the Masters, Shivin again. No, seriously, I'm sorry. I would like to play your regular contributor here. I didn't think it would fill up that fast. My opponent offered me a draw. Dude, don't start with that, okay? You can resign, but I would appreciate if we played the game. It's offering me a draw move too. Well, he is white, so it's kind of generous. You're a peaceful man, Alexander. I appreciate that. A man of peace. Speaking of soul peace. GM Martin Kessler, you're trying to pierce the... Well, if I play e4, there's all these opening moves I could play. Where's my game with soul peace? Alright. Jan Braun, who I think I played off stream the other day. No, I didn't. He challenged me and I didn't play. Alright, let's go ahead and play a reverse modern there. Saddest Troll. Good to see you, Troll. You sure take your time in our in our latest correspondence Chess 960 game. Super Senya, I'm going to play the Panov because that's what I know best. I have to kind of move quickly, guys. Damn, Google. Yeah, don't trust your life to Google. You know, one of those auto self-driving cars. I think I'll pass on that for a little while. Let it kind of, let them get the bugs out. Jeffing, let's try kind of Nesmedinov King's Indian with d6. Old King's Indian, or what do you want to call it? Berserk King. I don't know if we've played before. I should kind of check my score. So that's one of the coolest features, the minor features of Lee Chess. I like the score tracker. I I am experimenting with the black side of the Roy Lopez, though I don't know that much theory, obviously. Welcome everybody to my Twitch stream. I am William Paschall. We are streaming from Budapest. This summer I was in the United States. So this is my first Simul stream since being back in Europe, which is kind of cool. Twitch, do not let me change the stream quality. Oh, this is Soul Peace, so you do get to play the Black Spy with Pierce. And I cooperated. I played E4. I didn't even know you wanted to play it, or you just said it after I already played E4. Fluffy Duck says, hey, what's up? Alexander Kalugin, how can I disable his ability to, like, offer draws? He's gonna do this, like, every move, offer draw? Alright, we'll just ignore it. It's cool. What's his deal? Just likes offering draws? Alright, we're not gonna take it seriously. Just ignore. Until I have lost position, then I'll accept your draw. Did Knock already lose at the Olympics? Oh, listen, I don't know, was he losing? But, I haven't had time to, like, go over all the games from Olympiad so far. But I did, I did notice that, I mean, some people have been critical that the American Olympiad team is probably not, like, in love with each other. As a team, it should normally function like a working unit, and you've got a lot of stars on this American Olympiad team. I kind of think there's a lot of egos there, and I noticed there were other people who mentioned this. I mean, but it looked to me like in the first early rounds, I don't know about Nakamura, but man, I mean, the other day Shanklin played this game where I would have been like having a heart attack if I was on his game. I mean, if I was on his team when they played Scotland, and like Shanklin Castle Queenside against Colin McNabb. I mean, that's crazy, dude. He's lucky he didn't lose that game, and that's just like an arrogant thing to do. The Castle Queenside in a Marazzi type position. He should have probably lost to McNabb, and Caruana actually was worse in the opening against Scotland too. So they're gonna have to be careful. I mean, these guys, the American team, I think, they could be a little too cocky, honestly. Anyway, back to the focus here of the stream, the Simul. William, did you know if you put a link in the design window, then your picture with the link will be your background, the Elite Chess interface instead of black or white? Alright, that's an interesting suggestion. Yeah, I mean, Lichess is really customizable. It's an awesome site. Neck. Play mainline Rui. Alright. So I know... Speaking of the Olympiad, I know Astana was streaming with Amadan, or was supposed to be, and I might join Astana later in the week for like a stream together, doing some Olympiad coverage, but nothing's confirmed yet. But I would like to get back to the old days. I used to work on the Internet Chess Club years ago. This is going back like 10 years ago. For years I did commentary. I used to love doing like the Olympiad live commentary of tournaments like that. Queen C2. The Olympiad's fun because you get to see a lot of players you don't normally see in the regular closed tournaments. That's a really fun tournament to commentate. Queen C2 here. Alright. Saddest troll, it's you. Sometimes I don't have time to like look at who my opponent is. Sebastian said he's back. And I want to thank Jeroen for doing the moderating here, guys. Because since I've had him, I mean, I also have guitar play sometimes, but basically, I can't talk. Jeroen has been huge help to me, so I can concentrate on playing instead of like fighting with trolls. in the stream. Alright. It feels like it's not... It doesn't feel like 25 games to me somehow. This feels like less. G. Martin Kessler. William, did you know... Oh, you said that already. Alright. I'm repeating myself. Oh no, Super Saiyan played the draw variation. Yeah, we've got to avoid that. That endgame I used to play for black, it's like almost unwinnable for white. So I'm going to try to avoid that Karo-Kan endgame in the Panov. I should have played maybe Bishop G5 instead of Knight F3 there. Ron Depp, 2189. We played 2 games, we won and lost against him. Probably blitz. He's one of our stronger players here in this Simul today. Man, I kind of stumbled in the opening too. How did this? He backdoored it into a semi-Slav. Alright. Saw an interesting game the other day, one of these. 2 people resigned on move 1. Yeah, that's really a bummer. That's really a bummer. It's... I mean, I did say a word of caution as the Simul was starting about not entering if you didn't want to play, but there's always 1 or 2 who do it. There's really kind of no way to... I don't know. I should make a suggestion to Ball here that maybe like somehow they could build in a feature of the Simuls where you don't take more players unless there are like maybe completed games in the first 10 minutes or something. I don't know. Maybe they could build something in. Fate's Warning. I always like had trouble against this Fianchetto with colors reversed. I find it's hard to get the same feel for the position as if it was a normal King's Indian for some reason. Alright. Future Chess GM, welcome. Did you know that self-service is Where Eagle 64? Is he okay with you like giving out his he's probably like never told anyone his name before. Where Eagle. No, I never knew that name, I think, until you mentioned it. I don't really know any, you know, like correlation between most people's ICC handles, and I mean, there's not that many players left on ICC. ICC is basically kind of in its death throes, it feels like. You go on there, there's only 1,000 players online. Bishop D6 here. Yeah, we're gonna keep a kind of Reti feel to this. Yeroon? Zudi D's. Gotta be careful with our move order. I still feel a little weird, guys. I don't know what's up with me. Wow, Lonely Wolf plays a weird variation. Weird, but unusual. Rare would be a better word. E4 here. Just play solidly. Future Chess GM giving away people's handles. Don't you love it? Alright, Kali system versus the King's Indian. What are we going to do about it? Maybe A6 or something? Looks like C3 Sicilian kind of looks like. Just castle here or play D6. Been there before in that position. Rondet played Bishop E7. It's always a relief when people do that against me. It's not really... not quite as scary as D takes C4. Yeah, I think the problem is it's a long simul, and a lot of people will play like kind of quick simuls. Maybe earlier in the week they played like a 15 simul against somebody, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll play another simul. And then they realize, oh no, Sparkle Horse's simul is like 40 minutes. I don't want to play for 2 hours. So then they drop out in the first 2 moves. But we've got 25 boards, so luckily we didn't lose 10% of our entrants. Super Senya has a good game. H3 from Sebastian. Yesterday we played an 8-8 classical game. Okay, thank you for reminding me. Today you challenged me and I declined, I think. Yeah, I'm a little bit out in space right now. I don't know what's up with me. I took a nap about 2 hours ago. I've got some coffee here. I'm going to drink really quickly a lot of coffee, so because I just don't feel like my mind is, I feel like I'm in a kind of dream state right now. I don't feel really alert yet, and I think we'll get there. It's going to take a few minutes. The other thing is, like, when you haven't done one of these simuls in a while, it feels very odd sometimes. It's a kind of surreal feeling right now. This is an interesting move. Bishop g5 here. I'm going to play 94. And yeah, Fate's Warning, Bishop g4. See, our time is ticking away. That 20-minute bonus. Taking a nap midday is always worse. I mean, I like live by taking a nap midday a lot. When I used to play poker full time, I had to do it a lot because I'd be like not getting enough sleep at night. So basically supplementing my sleep with the extra. Let's maneuver here to the king's side. You're going to play bishop b4? Okay. I'm going to kind of get my pieces over to the king's side there. Knight bd7, bishop d3 against Rondep, who's solid, 2180 something. Zareida Bosina says, hello. Hello, sir. It's our age. Well, it's I don't know what it is. Okay, Sebastian, I'm going to play this line I played against somebody else in the stream this week. And I'm playing, well, Sulpice played a weird Pierce where he played e6. That's pretty unusual. Now we got network error, and I'm going to panic because I don't like to see that when I'm doing a simul. Let's check our ping time. Guys, as I start running out of time, what's up here? As I start running out of time, I'm going to start to find it much more difficult to... But I played bishop b7 too early there, didn't I? Yeah, that's kind of a bad mistake. You know, I'm not paying attention, and I played bishop b7 too early against George Fasaris. I'm going to be careful with that. Best thing to do is take a nap at work. Yeah. I have a better suggestion. The best thing to do is not work at all. No. Sounds good, though, doesn't it? I don't think I would like that. So, alright, guys. We're going to start moving faster here. I was lucky I avoided Scheveningen. Oh, I was going to take on d4, I think, here. White doesn't have a knight to go to c3 in that position. Now, a very odd position has a riven here again. A risen. Sounds better, doesn't it? A risen against Jeffing. Put maximum pressure on him with c5 here. Bishop h4, very strange position. Rook e1. Leiko likes to play this position with the bishop on e2. It's a little different with the bishop on c4. Actually, once I had a game against Kudrin with the similar position, I think maybe he played c3, though. We got some kind of cross between Leiko and Kudrin in this one. Knight a6. b6 is another option. Would sacrifice a pawn here. Kind of extreme. Knight c6 maybe. How am I going to get counterplay if I do that? It's hard to imagine. c5. It's been ages, but man, rook e1 is kind of a dangerous move. And then bishop g4 is like the final option. Going into what is essentially like a bad Alekhine defense. Knight b6 looks passive. Knight c6 looks like it blocks the c-pawn. c6 is passive. Bishop g4 is a little bit committal. I don't really like any of my moves here, and I'm running out of time. Weird position. I never had this exact move order before. Alright, let's just make a move. When in doubt, just make a move. Here I don't know what to do either. Bishop takes or knight takes. Kind of a tough call. I am kinky. Said, what happened to that clockwork spider web you had in the background before? Clockwork spider web? I don't think so. I think you must be mistaking me with someone else. Oh, the clockwork spider web. Yeah, dude. You mean the... Dude, you mean my tiki, like, tent or whatever? Clockwork spider web. It was like a tiki thing. It had me thrown off there. No, that was in the U.S. Now I'm back in Europe in my office, where I live my life most of the time. Different place. All right. Alright, so George Fasaras playing accurately here. Rookie 8, I guess. Might be a mistake. D3, C5. Guys, we're gonna get down to the same time as everybody else, and we're gonna start picking up the pace. Pink Cat. Almost the same game as Jeroen. Very similar sort of position. We got a lot of these like Reti double fianchetto type positions with both colors. And here. Don't really know what to do. Bishop e3, I guess. Bishop d2. Drops a pawn. Super Senya. h3. Just kind of making random moves there. So white goes for this pawn material win, Berserk King. Or maybe not. He hasn't committed to it yet. Got an accelerated dragon. Not too many theoretical positions here. The double fianchetto doesn't look quite right here. We're going to play e3. Don't we love banter? We definitely need more banter about furniture. I agree. You guys are going to have to do more bantering. Saddest Troll is playing like my tournament game from the summer in June. I don't remember that kid's name that I played from Poland. Okay, knight f1 now. And I'm kind of glad to get this in. I was a little scared of like bishop takes f7 check, king takes f7, knight g5 check, king g8, queen b3 check, d5. What's going on there? By the way, did I, I know I played this wrong because I forgot to play bishop, d6 instead of bishop b7 in the opening, but that's like, yeah, it feels like white's a tempo up then. Alright, Jeroen. We got back-to-back almost identical boards against those two. Maybe here b3. Pink Cat. The girlfriend and me are looking to buy our first apartment together. Speaking of sofa, $50 for a sofa. Now d5. Fine. A little committal, isn't it? You lose some flexibility with your pawns like that. Rondep playing like it's a Marin. But my bishop's on g5, and it's always good to have the bishop on g5 with white in the Marin. I'm always happy with that. A lot better than your standard run-of-the-mill Marin. This is looking really tough. Super Senya feels like he's going to give me a tough game all the way. This game. Knight g3 is super lame. I don't know. It's a tempo My knight just ends up out of the game. Bishop d3 probably creates even more problems for me. I'll sell you a sofa. Yeah, there's a lot of good sofas you could get for 50 bucks, probably. Anyway, guys, I enabled PayPal on the Twitch stream for the first time. If anybody wants to be so gracious as to be the first person to donate via PayPal, you'll be forever memorialized on our channel. E4, and I didn't say how. Okay, this is cool. This is like Korchnoi, game that I once did videos on. G3, G6. What about G6? Is this safe to do G6 just here? I should do like H6 first or something, just to make sure he doesn't go knight G5. And now Lonely Wolf, we still aren't playing a normal note boom because you haven't played like knight F6. Bishop E3. So white doesn't go for material there. I was afraid Berserk King was gonna kill me with... The bishop takes F3 now. Alright. We're getting down to like the equal time period, which means, in my experience, it's time to kind of start thinking about moving a little faster, imbibing more coffee. Your companionship. Dude, you've already donated enough, sir, don't you? I should donate to you for your help here. Queen C2. There is this like weird idea of like mating me on on E7, so I don't want to get too fancy, you know, and play like Queen B6 here. Bishop F5 leads to G4, winning a piece. Another good stuff. So we might have to play something weird like F5 in this position. Certainly reasonable move. Queen A5 check, knight D2. What about Queen A5 check, knight D2, and then Bishop F5? Does that make sense? So that if G4, then I have knight takes D2. Yeah, that makes sense somehow. Or I could play Bishop F5, and if G4, Queen A5 check. Actually, that's kind of cool. Bishop F5, and if G4, Queen A5 check, knight takes G4, Queen A5 check. That's funny. That actually makes some sense. That's really bizarre. Alright. Let's try it. I'm taking a little bit too much time on one single game here. I don't think that most Simul givers are going to be taking that much time. Soul Peace has turned it into another opening other than the... This is definitely not a Pierce anymore. I mean, whatever it was, it is no longer. In the Pierce category, I'm not real happy about this closing in the center, to be perfectly honest. I'm not really happy about taking on E5 either. So I think we're going to have to find some kind of neutral move. A neutral move, hard to come by here. H3. Have my problems with H3. May not be that bad. And then A6, A4. Alright, a couch, a coach. Coach for a couch. Couch for a coach. Rook E1. What is up with this position? Rook E1. Nobody plays Rook E1. Bishop G4. Something weird about this position. Rook E1, fine. Rook E1 is not a problem. Okay. If Bishop E2, D4. Well, D4 is just not a great move in this pawn structure for black. Whew. And now Dark Hammer made a bad move. The most simple blunder. Alright. So guys, just keep in mind, we had a couple people drop out really early on. Now, obviously, you're probably not listening if you did that, but just for everybody else in the future, don't do it. It sort of, takes away like a couple spots from people who would have liked to have played a game. So think about your neighbors. If you're going to play it out. Rook e8, e4. In my language, sofa, Sofa's a weird word anyway. Couch is fine. Sofa. What's the plan here? c4. Again, we've got this double fiend shadow ready set up. I'm saying ready. I've explained this already. I just stick with my old pronunciations of everything. But being a Hungarian resident, I really ought to say it correctly. So we'll pronounce it correctly just for once. If we say, we're going to say reti. So it's reti. Reti Ricard. When I learned chess, I always thought it was reti. So a lot of people say reti, but it's really reti. So you know now. And then we'll go back to saying it wrong. Okay, b6 here is a little dangerous. I think I'm going to sort of refrain from doing that. Not crazy about my position against Imawid. Imawid looks good there. Alright, bad bishop off the board. We want a pawn here. A second pawn. Is it too greedy to take the second pawn? I mean, it's a pawn. Free pawn. It's never wrong to take a free pawn when your piece is hanging anyway. Yeah. Pierce alert. Incomplete somehow. Don't know. I don't have that book. A friend of mine did. It was a very good book. I remember seeing it. Isn't that the Chernin book? Alexander Chernin is a resident here, or at least was forever, in Hungary. I assume he's still here. He doesn't, play anymore. But that was a great book. Yeah. I don't know if it's incomplete. I really don't know. I don't own it. I just, leafed through it before. It just looked like a great book to me. Can I do b5? I just want to try something really cool there. Alright. Well, I don't know if it's incomplete. I mean, it shouldn't be. I think it was released the way it was intended to be, but it's possible, Why do you say that? It was definitely, the best book on the Pierce ever written. Alright. George Viserys. Classic. George is playing too well here. He omitted h3, everything. What is his deal? Greece, he's 16-12 in Blitz. Man, I'm a little scared. Okay, it's the mainline row of the Pez. Everybody knows this. I'm not going to get scared here. I am getting a little scared about my b pawn. Go play rook b8. Somebody told me he'd read a different book, The Complete Pierce. No, I mean, I think that the Pierce Alert is good, man. I mean, Chernin is, a huge expert, and the book was pretty well received, I remember at the time. So it's maybe not that up to date, but at the time it was the revolutionary work. Shako Mato is coming at me with no rated games. I'm his first opponent. So I played bishop e7. Maybe that was a bad thing to do. It's been a long time since I played this variation, but I think I have played bishop e7 before. Nonetheless, a strong player than Mark Hebden played that variation against me. Shako Mato. We used to have some blitz games occasionally. Hebby being a big fan of the Velimirovich when he's playing e4. Yeah, let's just develop some pieces. So the time is getting kind of tight here. Chernin and Albert. I forgot Albert was a... Wow, I totally forgot Albert was his... Okay. Kind of feels like Albert just got in there with his name because he's written books. So Albert helped him publish it. I mean, Albert is an Alekhine's defense player, you know, and the openings are a little related, so I can kind of see that. But still, I mean, you know, Albert is no expert on the Pierce defense, so I think it was just like, you know, getting his name in there because he helped to publish the book. More or less. Chernin is basically the author of everything that you see in that book. I mean, from the technical standpoint, no doubt. Knight g5. We're entering like a really bizarre situation here. Just looks good. Okay. "40 minutes each player." Yeah, dude. Well, it's important because we get really, really low on time if we don't. This is serious Simul, man. This is 25 man Simul. Not a joke. Alright. We're moving faster and faster. Knight d4. No. e4 is the way to go here. There's the reconnecting sign again. I don't like to see that. You meant to complete Pierce by none. Oh my god. Yeah, well, I have that. Oh, geez. Yeah, that's ancient, though. It makes me seem young. Okay, now I understand. Now I understand what we're talking about. Wow, queen e7. Take there. Bishop d3, h6. Can I go e5 here? Take. Doesn't seem right. What's up with this? e4, e5. Take. Knight d4. A rook e8. Yeah, I don't think I can't do e5. I'm not sure about it. Bishop takes c3. But this does look familiar, actually. Maybe this is correct. I had this game with Alex Rabinovich years ago. C takes B, bishop takes c3, c takes b, d5. Or is this a normal move order? Bishop takes cb, b3. I don't know. I just remember losing to Alex Rabinovich very distinctly. Alright, rook d4. Dark hammer coming back for a very weird sort of opening mistake. And now we're going to take this pawn, I guess, on d4. Fianchetto for Jan Braun. This is an unusual move order by White. d6, knight takes c6, b takes c6, e5. Play knight takes d4, bishop takes d4, d6. Seems kind of strange to do that. I can play knight to g4. I guess that's what I have to do here. Alright, weird position. We're definitely using a lot of time. I like the 40 minutes is nothing when you're in my situation. It's like you're going to lose on time if you don't have 60. Alright. 2.5 hours max. Exactly. That's basically what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about here. Precisely. d5 looks a little over the top there. f4, wow, White. Shakomato going with everything. f4, e4, g4. Well, again, this looks kind of standard to me. I don't know. Maybe I just made a mistake. Hope not. D4 followed by H3 is like Korchnoi. This is Book. D5 I played against Alex Rabinovich. I think that's actually been analyzed recently. I was thinking Bishop F3. That doesn't look really right, but what else can you do, you know, in this kind of position? There's really not a lot other moves we can do. Not a lot of other moves. CD4. That's 5. I mean, you know how people do that? A lot of people do that. They mix up coordinates. I was thinking D5 here. Alright guys, so we're down to like less time than the opponents now, so it's pretty essential to get it moving, just kind of play blitz basically. George Viserys though closing the center looks a little bit wrong to me. Because he's got a tactical knockout or something. This is interesting. Knight C4 blundering a piece. Our camera was kind of fighting there for a while. This looks really good for white. Black leaving the king in the center too long. And this game concerns me. Super Senya putting pressure on my center, but it's guarded, so it's probably okay for white. There's just no place to put this bishop, no good place to put this bishop. Maybe bishop b5 if I have to. Can't really afford to trade it off, though. So we'll just do kind of waiting move. Characteristic of the Tarash variation. Tarash. And this is a sharp position. Skako Mate. Right, now we just don't want to hang anything. I'm not going to be greedy here. And then the traditional Reti use of the long diagonal. Good game here. Both these Dutch guys, I don't mean that you're Dutch like you're Dutch, but you're playing the Dutch. Because you are Dutch, and you are playing the Dutch. But both these Dutch guys kind of surrendered their centers. Which is a good thing for us. And now where? Bishop f4, bishop h4. I guess bishop h4. Bishop f4, knight d5. Actually, bishop f4, knight d5 is probably good for me. I don't know. Alright, we really don't have time to think about it. Queen c7 or queen b8 or queen a5, queen b6. This queen has got to go. So where do you want to go? Queen b6 looks awkward. They're all awkward, actually. Maybe queen c7. But then what? You know, the problem is it's just gonna keep cropping up here, isn't it? No, maybe not. Alright. We'll try to use tactics to our benefit there. And now, still issues. Bishop a6 still doesn't look right. Imad. Oh man, I don't know about this. I don't like trading on e4. Really don't have a lot of time. Take queen takes 95 loses. So I sack my queen. My knight is offsides on h6 here. I feel like I've been outplayed by Emad. Knight is bad. Well, We need to do something about the center, though. He's starting to take on d5. Actually, why didn't he take on d5 last move? That's a good question. Maybe I have to do this. I don't really like any of my options here, and we're running out of time. Why didn't he take on d5 last move? That would have been really strong. Okay. So we're just fortunate that he didn't do that, actually. Alright. Someone resigned. It's too long boring. I think we know who that was. You know, that's a tough one, dude. I think we can figure that out. Yeah, chess is the game for you. You've definitely chosen the right game. If the 40-minute game is boring. I think that, you know, your future in tournament chess is going to be a long one. So, rookie 1 check. Anybody? What's the best method here? Really want to get like a direct attack, but not really sure. Yeah. I know, the 40-minute game, I just blundered a pawn. It doesn't really matter. I'm up material there anyway. Troll, I think I've had that game before with somebody in Blitz at least. Man, this Queen B6 move. It's looking like Super Senya's pretty strong, man. I mean, he's playing this. Well, I'm gonna have to really dig deep not to lose. Knight e4. Could try knight e4. Bishop e3. Queen takes b2. It's not good. I mean, I'd rather lose my central pawn. Knight e5. It looks like I'm just busted here. Okay, I got caught playing a variation I don't really play, I think. That Tarash. Actually. Alright. Yes. Good. Alright. Bishop f4. And then we get the better of this, hopefully. Very weak pawn on d5. Against Sebastian. And so this is kind of like a main line, right? Lonely Wolf, we took forever to reach like a mainline position. Knight e5. Knight d5 drops a piece. Okay. That should be good. And Shakomato is like cranking out the theory against me. Skakomato. My Italian is non-existent. Excuse me if I pronounce something wrong. Alright. Yeah, I want to criticize the people who play like instant moves. Try to get something out of the Simul, you know, not just play a bullet game. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Knight takes d5. Black should be better. I can also play knight d7. Two Lonely Wolf. Wait a minute. You couldn't play b4. So Lonely Wolf somehow... Something's wrong here. Somehow Lonely Wolf has a bad position. I'm not really sure why that is. Why ask why, right? That's the commercial. And then here against Soul Piece, I think I have to take and play for some kind of ultra microscopic advantage. That's basically my intention. So Skakomato goes for this pawn on a6. Feels a little Dangerous. And Super Senya cashes in. Or his pawn. We're probably losing in those two games. And the other games are mostly okay. Knight d4 I think I played before. Knight d4, knight takes, bishop takes, pawn, knight takes e4, f5. Or knight d4, bishop takes, pawn takes, knight takes e4, f5, etc. So, I mean, the other moves are really passive for black. Bishop e3 now. And this guy is getting really... 1200, dude? Seriously? You're 1600 and below. Oh, these are provisional. Okay, so you're 1600. Getting kind of scary for me, this position. It's just because I don't really play the Lopez. I feel really scared here. Normally play this kind of game. But actually black seems okay. Alright. And then here we've got this, as I said, kind of minuscule advantage. It's not much. Maybe knight d5. One of the things I don't like to do is to create complications when I have less time. Super Senya has just stolen a pawn. Clean victory, call a draw. Well, I've got to do something because my time's like just running here. I'm just going to make a move. I'd like to claim victory against Super Senya. Hopefully he doesn't come back. Bishop e3. Just kidding. Man, I'm just like lost here. This is not a joke, dude. A clear pawn down. Yeah, not a good variation for white, guys. That I just wanted to avoid the draw variation against Super Senya, and in doing so, I kind of screwed up my whole position. C'est la vie. Bishop e2 is not a good line, as played in the game by me. Well, why don't we give this guy b5 with tempo? Gotta do something. Zooty doos. So, alright. Knight c5 here. Looks right. Right is right. I don't know if that's the best. Bishop f5. What would Korchnoi do? That's all you have to ask yourself. In such position. Finally, the long diagonals open up for my bishop. And then we win a piece here against Soroche. With the pawn fork. Okay. Don't have much here against Mr. Soulpiece. But it's a little something. And this is okay for me too. Knight d5 is a threat if I play the wrong move, I guess. So bishop d7. Queen a3 and a5. That was the plan. You guys are watching football. Alright. Knight takes d4. Knight takes d4. Queen takes d4. Check. It just kind of loses a tempo for me, I guess. We got to start moving a little bit faster here. Knight b6. I kind of figured you're going to do that. Because trading pieces, you're a little cramped. d6 was a problem. Anyway, bishop a3, bishop f8. What would Petrosian do? That's another question. Knight takes... What about rook takes d8? No, that's not anything. I think just take. I mean, this is just We don't have anything special. Try to keep it simple. Take. Just take. When in doubt, just take. How about this? Trade pieces. H4. Alright, so this position... Knight takes d5, bishop takes d5, bishop takes d5. We have a little advantage against Sebastian. I have a bad feeling there. I think I'm okay, though. We're only struggling really badly in those two aforementioned games. This one is a little scary, but I think I'm okay here. Is knight on h4, man, that's like pretty deep. Knight takes, reinforcing e5. Ooh, this game against the troll. Well, now knight takes e3, knight takes e7 check, queen takes e7. That looks kind of interesting. That's possible. So I have two possibilities here. Knight takes e3 or d takes c6. I mean, d takes c6 is just like an easy equalizer. But the other move is actually probably better. Knight takes e3, getting the bishop. Takes on d8, takes on d1. This is probably better. And then we just go into an ending where a tiny bit better against Fate's Warning here. Chess Bomber, chess 24. Yep. That sounds... I want to keep this pawn on the board. Well... Alright. I don't know what's going to happen here, but it's probably not going to be a real barn burner of a game. Sebastian. Yeah. I could play rook c8 in between move, but I don't think I really want to do that. I might need that rook on a8. Need my other rook over there. What can we do here against Nikos? Get on the 7th rank. Doesn't really do a whole lot. Or maybe it does. Life on the 7th rank. A little dangerous at times. This bishop is kind of quiet. b2, it's kind of exposed. I'm saying kind of too much. 25 minutes to go. And I feel like Anto Johnson got away with something here. It feels like my advantage should have been bigger. I hate retreating this piece, too. Rook e1. Wow. I didn't hang anything, did I? Alright, just making sure. So here, Troll... I feel like I've had this game before against somebody, and it's probably better for white. There's the pawn fork, but I don't have it in this position. So, unless I want to sack a pawn. So Pink Cat isn't quite as bad off as Jeroen was. At least not apparently so. There are other issues, though. How can we play this? 92 is interesting. But maybe not interesting enough. It's interesting, though. Let's give it a try. Sack a pawn. Active play. Queen a5. Need to really get on that pawn. On d5. Tie him down. Passer. Alright, we're up a piece in that game, so really shouldn't require a lot of thought. I don't usually go for all these exchanges, but I've got a better ending, so... Unfortunately, I have to let Zididos do this. And actually, I think I just put myself in a very awkward position there. He gave me a piece, then like wins it back. What? Alright, we'll see what happens. Definitely winning that one. Rook b8 now. Yeah, there's only 2 rooks here. e2 pawn. I don't know what to do, guys. I don't really have much here. I feel like rook a7 might have even been a mistake. Kind of overextending myself a bit. c5, b6. I don't really know what to do. We don't have time either. That's awkward. Alright. Did you just win a pawn? I don't know, man. Did you win a pawn? Did you win a pawn? Well, Super Senya did. He's like up a couple pawns now. What is up with this? Okay, I won a pawn here. And then e5. Wow. Okay, that was a mistake by Pink Cat. Pink Cat. And then we're stuck in this bizarre situation now where I miscalculated here against Zooty-Doos. Got this knight d5 trick from like a terrible Mora where they should just be lost. Now they're better. Maybe almost winning. Kind of bizarre trick that was. I don't feel like it's that many boards. Well, we had a couple quit early. Here we have a tactic. Rook. It's too many pieces though. Rook takes, knight b3 check, take. I'm giving up too many pieces if I try to do that. I get 2 pieces and give up a rook. I give up a rook and a piece. I win a pawn and 2 pieces. I'm actually sacking the exchange there. It's kind of interesting. Doubt it's enough though. Need to continue our development, I guess. Alright. And this one, no space. We get our knight into the game finally. And Super Senya's played super perfect so far. I'm just gonna lose without a fight in this game. It was just totally grotesque. Okay, dude. He's got a lot of established games, so he's supposed to be 1700. Anybody could have played this game perfectly, though. It's so easy for black. Man, I made it so easy for him. So now what? b4? I don't know how I'm not losing material here. And then this game is really a happy thing. Terrible blunder by me against Zooty-Doos. I mean, I saw it, but I didn't think it did anything. He sacks a piece, then gets it back with the fork on the 7th rank. Spyro 2300. Didn't realize that he was the 2300. It's interesting. Anyway, I think we have a good game. I mean, this looks like classic position there. Mihai Suba talks about in his books. G4 maybe. And then pressure on the d5 pawn here. Super Senya. Now I have knight c5. I feel like I'm half alive almost. Just a clear pawn down. No, knight c5 just loses immediately. Like most moves just lose immediately here. Looks like perfect play by black. Like, might as well be a computer playing this game. Queen a4. Rook c1 maybe. Can rook c1 be played? Knight e2 check, that's another tactic. Yeah, it looks like over. We could just resign. Save ourselves some trouble. Rook a2. Save ourselves the trouble, just resign that. Against Super Senya. He is super. No doubt about it. Very super. So here it's a good ending. And then we're squeezing black a little bit in this position, I hope. I don't know if it's enough. Now Rondep took his time. Is it that's what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to take your time. Rook fc1 maybe. This is not, you know, the point isn't to play a bullet tournament here. King h8, knight g5. Knight g5, queen e8, queen e6. I'm not down a pawn here, at least. Doesn't seem to be anything there, so I might as well back off. Play queen c2, I guess. Down to 20 minutes, guys. Super Senya seems to disconnect and then come back. That's kind of weird, isn't it? The way he's like disconnecting and coming back. Rook takes e4. A little bit interesting, isn't it? I guess we go into the ending here. And now we fight for our lives. We fight for our lives with the only legal moves. Knight e8 or knight b5. Knight b5. And then, yeah, we're just trying to stay alive. This was a disaster. We had such a good Smith-Morra there. Screwed it up. Up the screwed. However you prefer. E-mod. Not playing very well. B6. Not really the best spot. Got about 20 minutes. Super Senya. Well, that's another perfect move. It was weird the way Super Senya would disconnect and then come back. Yeah. I'm going to have to sack my queen there. Or what? Sack the exchange. Yeah, sure, dude. Alright. Rook takes d8 or knight to d5. Maybe we have something here, actually. Strangely, as strange as it seems. Bishop g4 is interesting, too. Rook takes... Bishop g4, bishop c4. It's a funny position. White still might be a tiny bit better after bishop g4. Honestly, I didn't think anything suspicious about Super Senya, except for the fact that there were 2 times when he was it's almost like he was switching boards or something, which some people have done to try to cheat, like alternate back and forth. I mean, but the guy's like a 1700. I mean, I don't know, you know, just trying to make excuses for playing like an idiot. But he's awfully accurate there with knight b5. Bishop g4. Bishop takes e4, and I have to win the piece back, of course. Yeah, actually, I don't know what I was thinking here. Yeah, this is just... Okay. Equal-ish. Did you buy a new watch? No, it's an old watch. I just never really wear it when I'm doing the stream. Because I'm at home, you know, and actually I don't like to wear my watch. One of my greatest chess stories ever, guys, was when I was at, and I was thinking about it today of all days. I was at the Australian Masters in 1996. Made my first IM norm in that tournament, and it was kind of weird because I lost my watch. I had an expensive watch, which was actually stolen from the board. I like put it down. And you're gonna say, well, that was stupid to like put your watch down at the board and leave it. But wait, you have to understand where the tournament was being held. The tournament was held in the lobby of a bank, in a closed bank, with like a roped off area for the players. And I was like, you know, this is the only safe place in the world I would ever like put my watch on the table and go to the bathroom. And one of the players or arbiter from the tournament actually stole my watch, and like never got it back. So it was always a matter of like wondering like who it was at the Australian Masters in 1996 who stole my watch. But I always suspected my opponent. I won't say his name, because he had the best opportunity. It was kind of shady too, to be honest. So I think it might have been him. Alright guys, we're getting kind of low on time. So even in the lobby of a bank, your watch is not safe at the board. Sad but true. Yeah, so this is my big idea here. What am I doing? Like forcing a draw? I think I'm forcing a draw against that opponent last board. I thought I was forcing a trade of bishops in the last game, but I'm actually sadly not. I don't have anything here either. Like no advantage at all, it looks like. This guy is starting to bother me, jeffing. I thought this was just like a joke, but now we have to be a little bit careful. Everybody's playing well. Emod is 1600. He's playing very well. So, alright. Let's be on the safe side here, maybe. A4. 94. And we finally got an advantage of some sort, but is it enough? Not sure. Hungarian watches, it's not Hungarian. They literally invested your watch. Yeah, it cost me a watch to get my first IM norm. It was the most expensive. The only time I paid for a norm, actually. Which is funny. I can laugh about it now. I was pretty pissed at the time. You could imagine. Well, it was like in the early round, the first or second round, and it was the only game I lost in that tournament. Ironically, it was really weird. The only game I lost, it was a weak player. No, I know what I was going to do here now. Oh no. Bishop takes e5. I'm going to play a few more moves here. Look a little better against Nikos. What is my plan in this position? Oh, I win a pawn. Fate's warning. Blundered. Nice to see a blunder occasionally. Alright. This one's a little tricky. Like King F8 or something. Jan Brown with a solid game. I think it's time to castle queenside. What do you think? What do you think, guys? Queen c2 actually, you know, obviously needs to be considered since it threatens to win a pawn. Yeah. All right, guys, we're getting a little bit low on time here, so we're gonna start doing some stuff. A little more going for the throat. Speaking of King F8. Ron Depp. Ron Depp, you're getting counterplay. Just in the nick of time. How much counterplay do you have? E-mod. H4 is a little bit kind of ambitious, isn't it? I'm going to drop a piece if I do that. H4? Really? That seems kind of crazy. Alright. I'm going to pawn here. Yeah, no time for banter anymore, guys. That's my last story of the day. Pawn takes d5. Maybe at the end when we start getting back to the point where we have some extra time or something. Tell some more wonderful stories. How I lost valuable objects at chess tournaments. I'm lucky I'm not lost here, man, against this guy. Against E to Ds. I mean, I just totally miscalculated this. Knight d4. What about my pawn on b7? It's kind of weird. I don't want this pawn. I don't want to keep this pawn. Knight d4 first. Alright, dude, I don't have time. Fine with me, senor. And that was forever, making bishop d2. My king is in an awkward place. The long diagonal here. Queen d7. Gotta move very, very quickly, guys. Sorry, I can't chat more. Oh, I didn't see that. It's typical Lonely Wolf. He's kind of a specialist with the intermezzos. Sack my queen for a piece and a rook. Wow, it's kind of interesting, but it's not enough. We have either bishop e3, bishop e3 actually, or queen f1. Queen f1, or queen d1 for that matter. Queen d1. See, you really don't have time to be thinking a minute on every move. Like, this is just an automatic ending. Wish every game was an ending right about now. Okay, so Spiro's... Wow, I can take on e4, threatening knight d6. It's kind of dangerous. That's what life's about, though, right? A4. I'm going to fight for that A file there. He might have missed rook queen A1, I mean. And then here, if I have enough time, I'm just totally winning. E6, followed by king E7. Wow. Bishop A5 there, I thought was slightly better. From Solpice. Solpice might have given me a chance in this game. Now G5. Weakens F5. There's no reason to do that right away. Queen B2. Yeah, this game is starting to bother me a little bit. Jeffing. Lucky if I'm still better there. Okay, so this passed pawn is monstrous now. really sure what the best way is to proceed here. So we get this ending. Okay, maybe this is a draw, but at least there's a chance he could lose with the bad bishop against good knight. Not really sure how I can make progress here. Does look kind of tough. Jeffing found f4. Now d2. Alright guys, we're down to the last coffee. White. Playing a scary conception here against me. Everybody's good. It almost feels like black's better here. Doesn't really deserve it somehow. But we were like overextended? Seriously? Knight h7. f4. Can I play f4? It does look kind of mandatory, doesn't it? There's ever been a position where f4 was okay. This has got to be it. And d6. Be h3 first. Time to chess. No, he's 1239. It's not a real rating. I mean, what is it, like one game or something? Rondet must have miscalculated something, because he just played this horrible move g6 he didn't want to play. Obviously didn't intend to play that. I didn't really see that it was forced. This is going to be a little tricky to win this. Now we finally got Sebastian on the defensive. Queen takes e4. Troll. Well, you're not going to be able to keep your extra pawn, Troll. I'm sorry about that. Really, I am. Very, very sorry. He took with the f pawn here. Wow. All right. Active bad bishop soul piece. Yeah, king g8 at some point. It's probably gonna be necessary. I messed up the game against Jeffing pretty badly, actually. That's amazing. How do I get these pawns moving? Actual fact. Knight g6 here. We've got the unopposed dark squared bishop. It's really strong. This was a scary position for me. Maybe just castles queenside. No, I can't afford it. Now he's really threatening something serious. Alright, Troll. Troll Master. Trollorama. We are at least equal against the Troll. We have 94. We keep the advantage. I think Ron Depp just hung a piece. No, I think I hung a piece. No, I saw this. He's just sacked the exchange. It's good I know what's going on, you know? He's sacking the exchange. That's the three tries it took me to understand what was happening there materially. And finally I discovered that, in fact, he sacked the exchange. Emod just gone for it against me in this Dutch. Super weird position. Here I don't know. Maybe I should just take with the E pawn and keep the structure symmetrical. Maybe use the open E file against Emod. Is that allowed? Knight D3. Bad bishop or not, I'm taking it. And Unlucky Fates Warning made it a little easy for me, I think, by playing A5 there. That probably isn't the best move. Rook C5, Bishop D6. Not sure that's so good for me. Yes, I am. Am I? Am I really sure? Alright, guys, 15 minutes. Move 11, what's up, man? What opening was the game with Lonely Wolf? Not really sure. Not really sure. It was a note boom. Bishop takes e4 was my original plan, but I'm thinking now, like, maybe that's not such a great idea. And the Korchnoi position didn't really work. The bishop c5 against the English. Alright, we can't let him play knight b5 here. And now, can we possibly win this position against Soul Piece? And the ending against Jeffing. And Anto Johnson. Really strange opening, but he came out of it okay. And now he's slightly worse, but it's probably not too bad. This game was a terrible opening for him, but now it's h5. Maybe White's taking this a little too lightly here. Takes. I can defend this position. And what's going on? Okay, Queen h5. I guess that's just a blunder. Wow, that's a crazy move. Queen h5 from Pink Cat. Bishop f3. And then, like, he's just in trouble. Alright, we're finally winning here. Down to 13 minutes. King in the center. Let's start counting pawns. Yeah, it's good. 8. Does rook on the 7th help me at all here? Not really sure. Rook takes c4. Didn't see that idea. So Ronda made an exchange sacrifice to kind of give himself some counterplay. My knight is short of squares. f4. What about f4? I think we have to try it here. Bad structure or not. GCEW. Man. GCEW. 1685 in Blitz. Played like a champ here. got no advantage. And now this position, which is really weird. So knight e5 like loses a piece. And I've got to be super careful. Well, it doesn't have to lose a piece. I could play knight e5 after all. It's losing a pawn though, isn't it? The other knight e5 is really bad. Bishop h6. I don't know what to do here. Kind of starting to panic in that game. My move was really kind of debatable, honestly. And this is an interesting position. I could take with the pawn, create this powerful passed pawn. I'm not sure that's enough, though, objectively. Still, it's probably better than nothing. It's probably better than nothing. Is it better than nothing? So sure. Maybe not. And then better there. A lot of endings. Bishop f6. Well, you're gonna have to go back. King f2. You better be careful now. Gotta be very careful here. Whoa. King f2 looks okay, actually. Kind of dangerous, though. It's probably okay. Just barely. It's Nikos. And then black plays rook to d8. Ouch. Kind of fancy, isn't that? Alright, so I think finally winning the game. Pawn takes bishop. Too long, boring. Here we go. We've seen this already. I think it's the same guy. Bishop c7. Sorry about that. It's too long and boring. Maybe you want to try some kind of other stream. Whoa, this bishop b5 is crazy move. Rook takes d4. Where does he come up with such a move? Holy crap. Bishop b5. Knight takes e4. That's unbelievable. Knight takes e4. I guess. What a move bishop b5 is. It's like, I'm still just trying to even comprehend it. That you can do that. Wow. Hard to comprehend it, actually. Better make a move. Bishop h6. Yeah, this guy is like 1200 or something. His knight on h4 could actually end up costing him. Yeah, I better do this. Queen g4. We're down to 10 minutes. People never cease to amaze me. I bring cake. Well, yeah, let's go b5 or not. Oh, man. Yeah, he's just got enough compensation here. I mean, I'm not going to spend my day like trying to figure out how to win this equal position. This is just accept it and move on. D5, I didn't see that. Whoa. This guy's pretty highly rated. Just played D5. Scared a little bit. I better take. I was afraid if bishop takes D4, maybe it didn't work. And then this one should be good for me. I don't know if I should trade rooks or not. That's kind of where I'm at. You know, wondering if... I think one set of rooks is probably good to trade here. Not both. Yeah, I think this game is pretty scary. 97 or 95. Scaring me. E-mod. Not playing like a 1600. Pretty strong. This one, I'm just trying not to lose. Here I really needed a square for my knight. It was kind of the issue. Maybe I should play F5 now. Does it close it up too much if I play F5? What's the right color for my pawns? It's like Satis Troll King C3 is good. 8 minutes. Alright guys, so we just gotta play Blitz now basically. Just a few seconds per move. It's all we can really afford. Because otherwise I get in like really huge time pressure. And it's just not going to be fun. I tried this move. Bishop A4. Yes, Queen E5. This is what we figured. I have Knight F3. So, what is the deal with Knight F3? I don't know. It's probably good. Queen C7. Rook C5, Rook C3. Rook C3 allows Knight D5. I guess I have to do Rook C5. Without thinking too much. A lot of endings, which is good. It's a lot of work. It really is. Yeah, to play this kind of Simul, it's very tough. We gotta be careful here. I don't want him to get too much counterplay. Maybe Knight D4. Gives him Knight G5. Queen F6 is okay. Alright. Yeah, this player is just making my life extremely difficult. Bishop F8, maybe. Bishop E8, I meant to say. Knight takes D5. Yeah. Alright. Scary game there. But I like endings. I feel I have a good handle on it. Bishop E6. Jeffing is holding on. The most lost position of anybody in this thing here. Take, take, take. Maybe we should sack the exchange. The pawn for the exchange. 2 pawns for the exchange or something. It's probably too ambitious. Yeah, think it's too much. Soul piece. I don't know what I'm doing against soul piece there. I mean, am I really... Knight g3. I have knight g3. I don't have a lot of time. This guy played very, very solidly. Just end up overextended, practically. Now the bishop on a long diagonal, but we have very strong queen-knight combo. Should be good for me. Wow, white just went crazy. Sacked a piece. It's just hallucination by white. Knight d3 now. I guess I could take on b5. I mean, I'm not sure it's necessary. He's going to take on d5. Probably not a big deal. So we do have other moves. Rook c3. It's probably also good. Alright. Against ZD-Doos, I just missed that awful knight d5 shot. Knight takes f7 here. Not really working. Maybe h4. No, I should just take. Give myself enough increment. We don't really... maybe I'm just winning this ending, actually. Yeah. Maybe not, though. I mean, it's a little bit weird. It feels like it should be winning for me. Yeah. This should be winning for me. This is exercise in technical chess. It should be winning. Our knight is dominated, but not forever. Rook g8 or something. God, I'm getting mated. E-mod. Scariest 1600 today. Except for the 1700 that crushed me. Yeah. Just going to do like a temporary pawn sacrifice to break through with a5 there. And that should end it. This guy. This is the most disturbing game for me. I mean, the guy was just totally lost, and I really screwed it up. Maybe I could have sacked the exchange at the end there against Jeffing. Not really sure. Bishop takes b5. Shakomato. And this ending should be winning for me. I mean, two connected passed pawns in the center. Skakomato, I mean to say. And then a5. And then there was a5, the only winning move, probably. Let's see. Alright, we'll take back the H file, the A file, whatever it is, HA. We're down to really low on time. I know that's kind of an issue. So, and everybody seemed to just speed up right now. Seems like all of our opponents just started turning on the afterburners at the same time. Like I'm just gonna flag, you know. Not really. It's not gonna be so easy. Knight d2. Really weird game. The weirdest game goes to E-mod. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I've been worse the whole time. Maybe a5 here. Rook b8. Better against Soul Piece, but I don't think that one weakness is going to be enough for me to win. Ron Depp blundered mate in 2. Oh, I'm not allowed to make my move. I hate when that happens. You're not allowed, man. Not allowed to make your move. Another good move. Got a blockade. And, yeah. King is in a weird place here. We're on depth. Thanks for the game, man. What the heck is going on here? Alright. How can I penetrate with my king? Probably never going to be possible, but we'll try. We will try. Bishop f8. Something's got to be done with that pawn on h5. Bishop f8, rook takes f8. That bishop's got to go, man. I mean, it's killing me. Gotta go. Gotta go now, Emad. Be a little careful here that troll doesn't get some counterplay. We have less weaknesses than him. With the e4. What happened? Oh, he just blundered his queen. Spyro, not exactly. B4. Grab some space. Wonder if I could go to the other side now. I'll never get in there with my king. I'd like to have more time for this game with Soul Piece. I really would. But now I'm reduced to playing basically what is Blitz. What is Blitz? Zoody-doos. This looks like a draw. I mean, I haven't offered any draws today, but I mean, I don't really see, you know, anybody winning this. All right. Wow. Alright, we try not to get too long on time, guys. So this should be a winning king and pawn ending. But is it so easy? Is it even winning? It really should. But how? We should run out of moves is how, right? It's like Zugzwang. Should be elementary. I feel like Troll made a mistake. What? Oh, that's why he wasn't hanging his queen. Wow, I just hung it against knight f5. Oh, man. You're kidding me. I just hung a rook. I'm like devastated. Maybe I have some play. Maybe it's some kind of weird situation. Like h5 kind of reduces number of like useful waiting moves. That was a devastating blunder. All right. Man, this is boring. Yeah, it's really boring. I don't know how I can possibly control my boredom. I'm gonna chop that. He'll have his waiting move. And maybe king d3. Where should I put my king, actually? A knight on h5. Can I penetrate if I do that? King e5 here? No, just rook takes rook and king e5. It's probably best. Whoa. This player is not playing like a 1600. I mean, this guy is tough. He's like playing both sides of the board. Kind of scary, very fast. Maybe he hung a pawn, but it looks kind of dangerous. Maybe it's better to take this way. We have some serious play there. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not better here. I'm going to offer a draw in this game as well. So here I thought we'll reposition our knight. Maybe c3 first. And we'll see what happens. Knight f4. Lots of scary threats there. I can't afford to just hang a piece. I don't really want to give it up either, so maybe rook c5 back. I don't have a lot of time. Yeah, now I thought transfer. Transfer to h5 with the queen there. Might as well improve the king first. Wow. Ooh, that's a scary move. Oh, troll, what are you doing to me? Oh my god. Stay away from my pawns, man. You don't have permission to take my pawns. Alright, we are just in blitz trouble here. It's Jeffers, we finally won a pawn somehow. How that happened. So he gets both rooks. Now I have this check on e7. But I don't know if that's the best move. Maybe. Well, he's going to h8 otherwise, so I have to play this check, yeah. King e5, well, God, Sebastian blundered. Yeah, rook g8 maybe. Take, rook g8. Should just trade. And then there's another winning king pawning. So, guys, need to calculate our king and pawn endgames. Bishop e8, h5. Bishop e8 again. Back again. Scary game there. Check. And then we're queening a pawn. Sebastian, it wasn't that easy for me to win that. You really kind of panicked there. Here. Yeah, so king and pawn ending seem to be lacking. The lack of king and pawn endings. If I play a4, then c4 check. It's kind of awkward. How do I win this? Maybe I don't win this. Is that the point? That could be the honest truth. We have a declination of the draw offer I made. Declinated. It was declinated. Man, that's a good move. A5, B5, or maybe just B5. A5, just B5. Oh, it's Jan Braun. Yeah, he's pretty good. I wasn't thinking about like who I was playing in that game. He's a tough opponent. Bishop h5. This is gonna be some kind of crazy thing happening there. Rook takes b2. Skako Mato had me terrified before. What's really going on here? So you can't just flag me. I mean, I've got... Play. G5. Wow. G5, F5. Maybe F5. And then I was going to play B5. But I guess that's a blunder. I have to take first. But even that's not that good. E4 is horrible. Your guess is as good as mine, guys. I don't know. This guy's offering a draw. We're a little better here against Nikos. Queen B1. I was going to play knight H5. That's even better.